Valerie.
Hello po!
So, when did your passion for pageantry start? Did you always, have you always dreamt of becoming a beauty?
I think, yeah, since I was a little girl, I've been watching pageants because of my mom. We bond over it. We watch every year Miss Universe Philippines, and it's always been a basis of our relationship. So I wanted to do it when I was older, but of course, you really have to get ready, and I felt like this was the perfect time to try out and explore another dream.
When was the first time you tried joining
Pageants. I tried joining pageants ever since I think I was 14, 15 years old, but Miss America system, so very different. And I did it for scholarship, basically because I wanted to pursue college and an engineering degree, so that was gonna be a lot of money. And pageantry was the best way to support that because they give a lot of scholarships and support young women in development.
So you got your degree through a scholarship by joining pageant?
Partly, yeah. So you get little scholarships here and there from participating in local and state pageants. And then other than that, I just applied for a lot of academic scholarships because I've always been quite a nerd. So I really pushed myself in that way so that I could succeed in my future.
And what is it about pageants that drew you to it?
Well, the glitz and glam is so nice, right? So at first you see all the beautiful gowns, the walk, the elegance, but then you look further and there's a lot that pageant queens can do. It's really a platform to take charge and make change in the community. So having an advocacy was something I found really interesting and something I wanted to do as a teen. So being in pageants allowed me to have a reason to have an advocacy. But I also implore younger people that you don't necessarily need a reason. You don't need to be in a pageant to take charge or have an advocacy. It just takes some confidence. So just go out there and do good in the community.
Growing up in the US, how were your standards of beauty? Was being a Filipina, having features of a Filipina?
Yeah, so it's interesting because when I was in the US, growing up, going through the school systems, I didn't necessarily look like everyone else, right? So I'm going to a PWI and there's Asian students, there's American students, and I was kind of in between, like where do I sit? And it was kind of a source of insecurity at times because you don't have anyone that you directly relate to. And then I kind of found it as a strength because you have two cultures to explore, two different avenues that make you who you are, and that made me unique. And then coming here in the Philippines, I'm also unlike everyone else. I'm not full Filipino, I'm not full American, I'm right in between, which I find is a happy medium because I'm a dual citizen, so that allows me to explore the world and really, really embrace two different cultures.
So when do you think was the time you realized that I am beautiful, I should be confident about the kind of beauty that I have?
I feel like that's an ongoing journey. It's, of course, some days you feel beautiful, sometimes insecurities are going to creep in, and it's not honest to say that you feel 100% confident all the time. Especially as a pageant queen, I think it's a misconception that pageant queens feel very confident and we're always willing to put ourselves out there. But I just remind myself of my blessings and why I'm in my positions and all of the things I've done in the past that make me such a unique person, such a strong individual, and that's where I find my beauty from. And sometimes that has to come from other people, and that's okay. I have a very supportive family, very supportive friends back home that I can call up at any time and they can remind me of why I should feel beautiful, why I should feel confident.
I actually forgot to ask, when you first joined, was it out of your own volition or did your mom influence you or push you to do it?
So, I did pageants, like I said, when I was a teen. And that was a fun journey. I did it 3 times, but I thought I retired already. Especially, I just finished a long degree. I was kind of ready to rest.
Yes.
Then an opportunity presented itself. Reina Filipina, North America, was just starting. It was their first year, and I was pushed, maybe you should join. And I was scared at first, especially it's a Filipino pageant. It's not even an American pageant. That's really scary because it's next level, to be honest. But my mom pushed me, not to the point where I did it unwillingly, but she said, you really need to use your talents. Don't waste what God gave you. And I said, maybe you're right. Maybe this is a sign that I just finished school. I have nothing else going on. Just go for it. And here I am. She was right. Mother's always right.
How did the idea of joining Miss Universe Philippines come up? Did you come home for this?
So, Reina Filipina was fortunate enough this year to send 3 different candidates to the Miss Universe competition. So I joined first Reina Filipina for the title, and then that's why Miss Universe came about. But of course, Miss Universe Philippines has always been a dream, and it gave me an opportunity to come back home here in the Philippines.
Is it your first time?
No, I came here, I think this is my 4th time. 2 when I was a baby, so I don't really remember, to be honest. But then I was here in 2019. I was 17 for a singing competition here.
Yeah. Aside from singing, what other traits do you have you think is very Filipino?
Oh, very Filipino. Well, I'm one of the shorter candidates. No. Besides that, traits that make me Filipino. Well, I'm a woman in STEM, woman in engineering, who wants to go into the medical field. I really want to be a pediatric cardiologist when I grow up. And to be honest, I think the Filipino-ness in being in healthcare comes from our compassion as a culture. We want to help each other out, even strangers. If we find out they're Filipino, we want to get to know them, we want to help them out. And that really comes from a place of being Filipino and having pride in our culture. So I think that's why I want to be in healthcare, because I have a big heart. I watched my mom being a nurse, of course, and the impact she has in her patients' lives. So that's the end goal for me. Of course, hopefully Miss Universe first, but eventually doctor.
How is your journey so far? How's your journey so far?
It is a whirlwind. I said it's pretty tiring because we have a really strict schedule. We're working every single day, but I think it's really worth it. And we're having a once in a lifetime. Imagine, I just went to Boracay, first time in Boracay, and I was on a swimsuit showcase in Aqua. That's crazy. So you're really having a VIP treatment here in the Philippines.
Are you on a special diet? We know how rigorous it can be.
Yeah, so before coming to the Philippines, I was on a really strict diet because I decided to make a lifestyle change. I lost 40 pounds in preparation for the pageant, but also just because I regained a love for fitness and well-being and really wanted to do it on my own terms. So that was a really strict diet to get me to a place to come here. But then now I'm just maintaining a healthy diet, balanced, good vegetables, protein. Of course, I have fun sometimes and Korean barbecue, but just making myself healthy enough to be in a good place for the competition.
What places have you been to?
Here, this trip, I've been to Metro Manila. I've been here in QC and then Pasig, just staying in the area for shoots. But we traveled to Northern Samar recently for our provincial tour, and that was a lovely trip. It actually reminded me a lot of when I went back to Ifugao, because the people were so crazy in a good way. Like so happy to see the queens, happy for us to be there, accommodating, warm. So that was a nice taste of home without actually being able to go to Ifugao. Other than that, we went to Aqua Boracay recently, so that was our vacation of the trip.
Since just recently, natapos nga lang na swimsuit competition sa Boracay.
Yeah.
If you can share with us, how was your experience there? Nakikita ko online, parang sobrang isa ka sa niro-root nila for the crowd, no? To be the next Miss Universe Philippines. So, how does it feel?
I'm, first of all, really relieved that it went well for me, of course. I'm really honored to be part of the top 8 Aqua Angels. So, first of all, it was a really, not intimidating, but it was time to show what you got. So this was our first exposure, really being on a runway, and that was intimidating at first. But this year's show was really fun in the fact that they had all of the girls stand up on stage and dance during the whole time. And I think that got the jitters out. Especially we've gotten really close, all the candidates, so it became more of like a dance party. And then you just romped, came back, and had more fun. So it was a really nice experience. And of course, Aqua Baraka is always such so good to all the candidates and accommodating. So we had such a blast.
You mentioned a while ago, parang tiring siya. Pero upon seeing you right now, nung mula nung makita kita sa press presentation, parang lalo kang paganda ng paganda.
Oh,
If you can
thank
share
you.
with us, ano yung mga preparations na ginagawa mo? At parang mas lalo kang blooming.
Siya yung naman nila feed.
Yeah.
Kasi sa
Oh.
mga naglabas na natin,
Yeah.
unang-una.
Oh, yeah. So my secret is sleep because I was told early on, someone gave me the best advice. Whenever you're in the car, Valerie, sleep. Sleep, sleep, sleep. Whenever you have a chance. On the plane ride, on the bus rides, just sleep. Because I had the tendency to want to be a bit of a social butterfly, especially with new candidates. But it's really important to prioritize yourself, your sleep, of course, your wellness, what you're eating, get good vitamins. So I'm just trying to maintain that on the back end. When I have time, take that time. Don't try to fill it with all these schedules. It's really meant to be a rest day.
During the swimwear competition sa Aqua, other candidates may iba-ibang pasabog na ginawa mo, may iba-ibang gimmick. So, ano yung parang aabangan nila or i-expect nila from you since malapit na yung mismo pageant or yung crown coronation?
What to expect? I think just expect freshness from me every time. As a new candidate, you never know what you're gonna get from me, and I think that's I think that's a plus as a candidate to be new. People don't know me yet, so I have new things to bring to the table. Also, a fight in me to prove myself. So just expect freshness, and also I'm going to be my genuine self throughout. So what you see is what you get. That's really me as a person. I hope to be that same bubbly, kind person on stage.
Do you have any favorite segment? Swimwear, Q&A, or long jump competition?
I really enjoy Q&A because when you're on stage, it's nice, everyone's looking at you, but then everyone's looking at you and you're just smiling. But with Q&A, you get to know each other. It's a conversation, and I feel like that's the best way I can portray myself. So Q&A definitely.
If you can share with us, kumusta yung mga relationship mo? Like may mga nabuong friendship ba with like mga veterans pagdating sa pageantry and then our newbies then like si Miss Pasay or
Yeah.
so if you can share with us.
Well, of course, there's a lot to choose from in terms of candidates, but people are really nice. I haven't seen any claws out, which is so nice to see 69 women really empowering each other. So I'd say my closest friends at this moment are, of course, my Reina Filipina sisters, Lilu Laguna and Pasay City. But then we're really outreaching. It's so nice that there's a lot of Filipino society candidates this year. So of course Canada, who is also Las Piñas. Cristel is one of my closest friends. And then also the veterans. I really love Ate Winwin. I said earlier, she's like a big sister to me, and I really look up to her. But she's also so genuine that I don't feel like I'm a fan when talking to her. We're having genuine, meaningful conversations. Other than
Tips
that,
and advice na siyang binigay sa'yo.
yeah, tips and advice. She said to me, just have fun. It's gonna show on stage if you're having fun. Don't overthink things. Take it day by day. And I think it's really true. And that's why she is who she is, because you can tell she's meant for this industry.
If you can share with us yung mga details like sa gown, sa natural costume, or right now competition. Pero any
Yeah,
pagdating sa details, gano'n ba kahas?
Let's see. What can I share? I think for evening gown, I really sat down with the designer that I'll be using and talked about who I am as a person, what I really like, and he's really complimenting those factors and things I find most beautiful about myself. So hopefully that'll be portrayed on stage. Wow, safe answer, huh?
Designer or hindi ba pwede designer?
We'll see.
What is your advocacy?
My advocacy is the Puso Foundation, which means well, of course, PUSO Heart, but their abbreviation is the Purposeful Unconditional Service to Others. They have medical missions, typhoon relief, other small and big acts of kindness so that they can affect communities that most need it.
I see.
Ikaw na lang.
Ito para sa titok naman. Sige.
Muna.
I had 5 pageant questions.
Crush was Daniel Padilla, like many others. So I'll just say that for now. But there are many sexy men alive and women. So
Thank you. Ang galing.
thank you, po.
It keeps impressing me talaga.
I have additional.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
mentioned that Danielle Padilla is your first crush, no? Are you open to joining showbiz, given your singing talent?
Well, you have to be open to opportunities always, right? So I'm having the question, are you willing to move here? Are you willing to
Yeah.
pursue things? I think this is the best time if ever. I'm 23 years old. I just finished school. Why not explore whatever comes my way? Especially if it has to do with singing, acting. Go.
Birthday niyo last month eh, March. Your birthday?
Yeah,
How did you
March
celebrate?
16.
16.
Here, it was actually a rest day. I really lucked out, and I actually spent it with 5 other candidates. Had a good time.
Thank you.
Thank
Hindi,
you.
Who are the
honor. Naku,
beauty
yung
queens,
dalawang iba yan.
Filipina or not, you look up to?
It's hard because there are so many successful beauty queens here in the Philippines. But I've been saying Catriona Gray because I feel relatable to her story and her journey and her background. And I appreciate how after the crown, she still is so kind, so approachable, and really making the most out of her career. And that's something I want to do, whether I win or lose. I hope to have a very fresh career afterwards and still being my best self throughout.
How about women in general? Who are your icons?
Icons. Margaret Thatcher actually is someone I look up to because, not because of her political views, besides that, she is someone that was willing to hold power in a position that's predominantly male. So I look up to that in the fact that she's fearless, she's strong, and she commands any room she walks into.
Oh, and also growing up as a someone with a Filipina mom, are
Yeah.
there Filipino beauty tips she gave you growing up, or was she strict about your beauty regimen?
Well, she always made sure to provide me with opportunities. So she enrolled me in singing, dancing. So she was really careful for me to take care of myself, my skin always, and make sure, because I had acne, really bad acne. That's exclusive. Exclusive content. Because I had severe acne, went through several rounds of harsh medications, and that was a really big source of insecurity for me. But my mom was always supportive in helping me through that journey and helping me take care of that. So, the love of a Filipino mother.
If girls who are battling with acne are watching you now,
Yeah.
what advice can you give them? Those who are still feeling insecure about their looks.
It's natural. Really, there's so many, even beauty queens you wouldn't realize that went through the same thing as you. And it's a part of life, and your perseverance is what matters, because when you get older, I'm sure it will resolve. And even if it doesn't, find what makes you feel beautiful, because I'm sure you're still beautiful even with or without the pimples.
Thank you.
Example.
Okay.
Let's see. Share my life, take me for what I am, 'cause I'll never change all my colors for you. Yeah. Simple lang. We're in public.